Hey, good morning. It is Monday morning, 10 o'clock. Coffee with Chris. Here we are. Does everybody have your coffee? Because I got mine in my wonderful ember, that we talked about a couple weeks ago. My great Mother's Day present. So anyway, so this morning we have Paula and Melissa Lopes. So they are a mother and daughter team with a local Remax office. Just because they're in this office doesn't mean that they don't go everywhere else. So we are talking to them this morning about like I do, three questions, whatever, three or four questions about, what are things in their area and their expertise that they're asked all the time to help give you information, all that kind of stuff. So we try to have only experts on here, so they are experts. I work with them all the time. Not only do they refer clients to me, but I also refer clients to them. I totally reciprocate. I totally believe in that. And I only want to work with the people in every aspect of this that works like I do. So if I'm taking care of you, then I know my real estate agents that I'm referring to take care of you. My insurance agents that I take care of you. They're not mine, but they're people that I have met throughout the years that take care of my clients like I do. You're my family and friend. So I need to make sure that you are in a house, you're comfortable, you're all of that, everything is all good, and you're happy at the end of the day whenever you sign all those documents and you get the keys. So I'm going to add Paula and Melissa here, and we're going to get the questions that they're most answered and get their expertise. So we have Paula is in your probably, I think, top right. Raise your hand, Paula. Hey.
Hi, Chris. Good morning.
And then Melissa is down below us. And so here's Paula and Melissa. So you guys are at Remax. Is it Remax? What?
Alliance Group. Alliance Group. Yes.
Okay. And so they are in the Spring Hill Remax, but again, that doesn't mean that they're just in Spring Hill. We all venture out. So just because you're here doesn't mean you can't go here. So we're going to jump into it. And so we're on here for 30 minutes, but we want to give as much information as possible. So my first question is, or that you guys have come up with is, what is your main focus in real estate?
Okay. I can start if you don't mind, Mom.
No.
So we work with a variety of clients. So there's buyers, sellers, first-time home buyers, especially because it's a tough market. So just like you were saying, I want to piggyback having a group put together of lenders, title companies, and everything to try to make it as smooth of a transaction and be able to really get their foot in the door, because that's been the hardest obstacle when we work with our buyers is A, finding the home, and B, securing the home. And making sure that it's as smooth as possible, where they get their keys and they're happy and everyone walks away, happy. We also do new construction as well. So we can represent you with new construction homes, which a lot of people don't realize. And it's, some of these services are free. So it's really advantageous to have a realtor on your side and to have a good lender as well, so that everything works seamlessly. And that's kind of a ballpark of what we do. Lately, we've been having a lot more sellers because we do have, Mom's been doing this for over 20 years. So we do have quite a bit of clients that we've worked with throughout the years. So some of their investments now they're trying to offload, being as it's such a good market. So that's kind of a realm of what we do. Would you agree, Mom?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the toughest market as it is right now. So it's always best to work with an agent. Working on your own, it's going to be more complicated, because with an agent, at least we can just check any home. I always tell my clients, please use our app. We have an extremely good app with Remax that we always send to our buyers. And anywhere they are, they can see what's available. And they can see all the information. And with a text, they can ask me about this particular home, and we can always check for availability and place an offer, of course, because most likely, most homes, it's with multiple offers. So they have to come up with a good offer in order for us to even try to get them in.
And quickly.
Yes.
Yes.
And most likely above the price, because it's really the seller's market right now. And with the flux of people moving to Florida like we do, and unfortunately or fortunately, I mean, they do bring cash, or most of the times, as you know, they waive the appraisal. So they come up with a difference. And those are a little more difficult to beat up when it comes to an FHA or VA loan. So that's why it's always good. And this is me. And I always tell them, please check with Chris. And a matter of fact, I just said that to my client that one of them that we working with, I said, you check with her because we are not in contract yet. And as of now, last month, the interest rates went up 2 points. So whatever you would approve last 2 months, check it out and make sure you are qualified now for us to help you for the same amount of money. So that's one thing I always tell buyers. Don't think we want to know about your life. It's not that, but your business, we need to know. And that's why I want to make sure, because once I got the green light from you, then we know we're good and we know how to present the offer and negotiate the offer.
And that's the key thing is just what you had said is make sure that they're set up front so that the expectation is there. Everybody, again, this is a team. So everybody is aware of what monies are needed, what direction we're going, all of the above, because, it's Paula and Melissa tell people all the time, there's multiple offers. You have to be, set in what you're doing, everything else. I reiterate that as well, because we're, again, you're a team. We are a team. We are trying to get the client into, and be educated. The key thing is educating and make sure that the offer is going to go through with as little as stress as possible. Okay. But I want to just note on one thing. So Paula has more of an accent than Melissa. So they are Portuguese. So they do talk Portuguese, and and this is where I'm the dumb one on this. So Portuguese is different than Spanish, but you talk both, or is it just?
We do both. Yes,
okay.
Spanish, Portuguese, but they do understand us perfectly.
Yeah. Okay. So they are there for you in the Portuguese world, in the Spanish world. I'm here. My name is Flores, but I am a cracker all the way. But I have Laura, which is Spanish. She's an assistant of mine. And I have Christopher, which he is Spanish also. So I have 2 Spanish speaking clients. So I just wanted to get that out of the way because of your accent. So we know that we're all covering the bilingual realm as well. So okay. So my next question that you guys had, or that you guys are asked all the time, and this is what we're talking about. So what areas do you cover? So I know I cover the state of Florida. A real estate agent is a little bit different, but I think your license is in the state of Florida, right? It's the whole state.
Correct. It is the whole state of Florida. And we pretty much can go all the way from Sarasota area all the way to Citrus. So Tampa, Orlando, Citrus. If it's anything much farther than that, because we like to know the areas and be able to help the clients. If it's farther than that, we can always refer to a RE/MAX agent. That we always have referrals from other agents from out of town or from out of the state, even out of the country. So it's something that we can always assist the client. They don't need, if they trust us, we can find them somebody that's going to be really good to take care of them. We do that all the time.
Correct. And to piggyback on that too, it's not that we don't want to service other areas. It's that we don't have the expertise. So I don't want to tell you that I genuinely know that area and can best represent you, when that's not the true nature of it. Right. So we do have these ties with so many other agents that we know we'd be putting you in the best hands possible. And that's just what's fair for our client. So.
And that's where sometimes is that even if I've got a client in a different city and I don't have, again, totally reciprocated and everything else. And so if I don't have somebody that I know that is in an area, I will be calling, like I'll call Paula and Melissa and say, hey, I've got a client that's looking in St. Augustine. Can you find them a real estate agent? Here's their number, so on and so forth. So they can still find you a good agent. And, they find you an agent just like they are. So, the key is to find somebody that works like you. So,
and we do refer to people, like if they speak Spanish and they prefer, we have agents that speak Spanish. Correct. So we can always find, no matter where, the proper agent for the client.
Right. And that's at no cost. So no cost.
I mean, the best, especially in this market, it's the best that you do have an agent representing you, because we can back you up from everything to tell you what's the next step, from inspections, appraisal, all that. So it's good to have somebody that knows. our clients, they pretty much 99%, they excellent, and they're like, oh my God, give me, what do you think I should do? And we give them advice. Even we always give 2 or 3 like home inspections that we know they good. They can select which one they want. If they want know a quote for insurance, I always give them out there too, and the loan, of course. So I mean, because we do this all the time, I even tell them, listen, after they closing, I said, listen, if you need some kind of contractors, we know electricians, we know plumbers. I mean, you can select whoever you want, and then you can use ours as last and compare and see what's best. But I know these people do their job. They are good, so we can refer, because if I don't like them, they are on my list.
Me too.
It is what it is. I mean, I do my job, we do the best we can. I like to have a good reputation. Everybody should do the same thing. It's
Right.
very important in this business, definitely.
Yeah. No, I agree. If they're not taking care of me, then I don't feel like they're taking care of my clients. I can't have something fall apart, or get a call 6 months later. Oh my God, this person that you referred, blah blah blah, whatever. So
Correct.
we are
Correct.
watching.
You're not just selling a house and say bye. No, I mean,
Right.
people know who we are. We get a lot of clientele coming back to us with their family members, friends. That's how you get your reputation, not
Mhm.
because you just want to sell. It's not us. Even sometimes, how many times it happens, my daughter is here and knows that they look at the home and this and that, and I'm like, nah, not this one. Whatever. I know, nah. And they're like, oh my God, you were so right. Yeah, I don't want to just sell you a house. I want you to be happy. And then you'll be happy. You'll be telling all your friends and family.
Right.
I mean, it's that simple, and I can sleep at night.
Well, also, my mom wears her face, so it's kind of hard to hide.
Yeah.
Tells you her true feelings.
Yeah. I'm that way sometimes, and I've had people actually say, okay, because if I'm talking to whatever on video, like now, whatever, if you're talking about what you love or what you know and all of the above, then yes, you totally see it. If you're talking about something that you don't, then you're a straight face, or if it's something that's out of your realm or whatever. So yeah, I'm the same way, and I'm watching people all the time. That's how I know also that same thing with you guys, is that if a client's face is kind of blank or whatever, okay, let's stop. What's your questions? What's the concerns before you keep on going?
Correct.
And we, even with you guys, is that you, and I tell people all the time, and I know that you guys do too, is that when you get with an agent and you're comfortable with them, same thing with me. If you're comfortable with me, please don't call everybody else. You're good with me. You've trusted me and everything else. Same thing with real estate agents. So Paula and Melissa not only deal with the buyers and sellers, so they deal with both sides. So even if they were, say, for instance, a listing agent on this house, but you didn't want that house and you want this house, they can still help you if you've already talked to them. So you stay with the people that you're used to or that you've gotten to know, because they get to know what you like. They get to know your family, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom. Okay, am I a little bit flexible on this? Okay, no, I want a backyard because I've got little kids or whatever. So I want somebody, some place for them to play. An agent you get used to who you're working with, but they get to know you and your family for what you're looking for. So it's so important to stay with the same ones during the process. Don't call 10 agents because you're going to have to go through it all over again. And so if you're comfortable, then stick with that person. Just like if you go to get your haircut, I use this example with a client of mine. If you go get your haircut, why are you going to go to somebody else and have them lop it off, or, do a different color or do whatever, whenever you're good with the person that cuts your hair? Hey, Maureen, with the person that cuts your hair all the time, so that you're comfortable with that person. So that is huge in buying a house. So I just wanted to throw that in there or whatever.
It's true. Sometimes we have calls that people are like, oh, are you the listing agent? I'm like, no, ma'am, we're not, but we can assist you with the questions. And they have that impression that they're better off dealing with the listing agent. It's not true. Mm-hmm. So normally you better off, you can, because we are transaction brokers in Florida. And of course, it happens that we just closed one that we deal with both sides. Absolutely. But good luck trying to find some times to contact a listing agent, because some of them you can even reach out to them. And we have a lot of those calls that people like, oh my God, thank God you're talking to me and you answer questions, because I call this, that, and nobody answers. I don't know, but it's true, because it's just me and my daughter. We don't have assistants. We don't have anybody. If you call, you're going to call me or Melissa directly all the time, or text, because we love text message. Because if we are in the middle of showing properties or in the middle of on the phone call, I can see and I can reply immediately, no matter what I am. So
Right.
that's why I tell my clients immediately, just text me. If you really need to talk to me, fine. But if not addresses, just text it to me and we can check what you need. So it is important, that definitely. I mean, you should have your own agent to represent you, for sure.
And I know some buyers think that there's like an advantage to going with a listing agent versus the buyer's agent, and really there isn't, because they think they're going to get a break on commission. Commission's already been written. There is no changing it. So you're going to, sometimes I feel like and most of our listings, it's a buyer's agent that you're involved with. It's not us that typically do it. Just because we like it that way, though. I mean, you're being represented by both sides when we have to do it, but I think it's advantageous, like you said, if you build that rapport and that relationship with somebody, they will know you and your needs. And we structure our search criteria based on what you're looking for. If you don't want a pool home, why am I showing you pool homes? If you don't want to be in this neighborhood and we're specific, I don't want this zip code, why are you looking at homes there? So we structure everything so that it fits your needs, not us. What do you want out of a house? I'm not going to live there. So that's what you want,
Right. Well, and the same thing.
I'm laughing now because usually I tell my buyers, hey, this is important. You like it. Oh, I love it. That's put an offer. Okay, good. Because you know what? This is not like Marshall's. You're going to return later.
Right.
Your life. This is, your hand is going to be tired when you
Got a
sign.
30-day guarantee.
Very true.
And they start laughing. They're like, oh my God, Paul, it's true. I'm like, yeah, make sure.
Yep. And then the other thing with that is that whenever you are looking, I may start out that I want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but then as I see the houses that are available, I may say, well, crap, I want a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. But that is communication with your agent as well, and with everybody involved. So you communicate. So I've had some clients in the past, well, they're only showing me this or only showing me that. Okay, so my first question is, did you call them? Did you say, hey, can you expand this? Or hey, what about this? Or what about that? You have to communicate. And so the better that you communicate. And that's where you guys were saying, the text that, we all have the text, the email, the everything else or whatever to get a hold of, whoever we need to during the process. And so communication is key during this process. So that's like, absolutely.
Absolutely. Sometimes they don't even know, like, it's 3 bedrooms, but the square footage, I'm not sure. And that's a big thing, because sometimes you don't feel like, when I moved from New Jersey here, I had no what's the square footage, because it's old homes in Jersey. My house was like in the 1800s. I don't even know how big was that house. I don't even know what year was that house. So you come to Florida and people talk about square footage all the time. And they're like, I don't know. I know I want 3 bedrooms. So sometimes what I do is, okay, I kind of see what they like. And I meet them and I show them 2 or 3 homes, and then they're like, oh, now I know what you mean. Oh, yeah, no, you're right. Minimum 1,500 square feet. So again, you have to talk, you have to meet in person. I believe old-fashioned way. I like face-to-face. I like to talk to people like it should be, not just a text message. You don't even know who they are and you keep texting.
Right.
You need to talk, and you need to meet at least once, so we all, introduce ourselves. That's very important.
Yep. Okay, so my next question is, or that you guys have that comes up with, is how do you market to clients in the US, but also internationally?
Go ahead, Melissa. Oh,
well, there is a very good reason why we're with Remax, and they are well known. My mom's from Portugal. Anywhere you go in Portugal, Remax is everywhere. So because of their marketing capabilities, we work with them diligently. So when we have a listing, it doesn't just go on MLS like you see, or Zillow or Realtor.com. It goes everywhere with our database. So there are international websites that we don't use here in the US, but they do use overseas. So those overseas clients that want to invest here now have the capability of looking up those listings. So if you go on the REMAX website, you can search anywhere in the world and you can find listings.
Even our app for the buyers, you can go to Europe and then you can look and see the prices in Europe.
It's actually really fun. It's fun to watch. Sometimes I'll go on there and be like, I wonder what it costs to have a Paris apartment, you know?
That's no, because Nicholas, my youngest one, is getting ready to ship out to England. He's getting restationed to England. And so we were wondering how it works. So now I'm going to go in there out of curiosity and see how that works.
Oh,
so you can literally go to the app. Huh?
We give you the link. It's pretty easy.
Yeah. So you just go to the app and you can. So if I want to buy a vacation, I won the lottery. I'm gonna buy vacation.
So he has the correct information to upload. Yeah. We'll send it to you, and then you can send it to him. It's fine. Yeah. But it's fun. Sometimes we're driving around places and we're like, yeah, this should be so cheap here. Mm-hmm. We put it on 2 million, 3 million, big. And we laughing, me and my daughter, and like Sarasota, for instance, I'm like, okay, 400,000. Looks like it's falling apart, but yeah, okay, all right. You know, it's fun. Like anywhere you can see pending, or it gives you the choice. You have both pending and active listings. So this way, if it's something it's pending, then you know, oh, okay, this one is gone. But as you drive, you just look, and it keeps telling you. It's awesome. Best app ever that we have.
I did want to say what we have. So our main office is the Spring Hill office. However, we have offices in Trinity and all the way down to Sarasota. So if we have to meet our clients at one of those offices that's more convenient to them, we can do that. So we are able to go in any one of the REMAX Alliance Group offices.
My favorite is Siesta Key, right? Walking distance to the beach. I love it. It's beautiful. You can have fun right after you sign a contract, hopefully.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Okay, so if I'm looking to, if I did say, oh my gosh, I want to buy a house in Spain, a vacation home in Spain. So okay, you're sending me the app or whatever. So do you set me up with somebody over there and vice versa?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're still taking care of the client because you're still finding somebody over there. So that's where you're going to that place also. Yeah. Okay. That's awesome.
We have a system that we are global with all the agents in the globe.
Correct.
So, and actually, REMAX has over 110 countries that they are working with. So it's a lot.
Okay. And if we really like the client, maybe we'll go visit and just make sure.
We can do that contingent that I can come and visit.
Right. I'll create cases for you. Yeah.
You speak Spanish. It's okay.
Yep. That's it. Exactly. Okay, so I got my last question is you are questioned all the time, and I know that I am, and I will say all the time, I'm not a real estate agent. I am not an appraiser. I have no idea values whatsoever. And I have people ask me all the time, past clients, everything else. I do know that if it's a past client and we financed them a long time ago, and then if we're refinancing, it's a given that they have 20% equity if it's over 5 years old because of the market today. Mm-hmm. So you're asked all the time, what is my home worth and how can I make the most of my money? So tell us that.
So a lot of people think it's just price per square foot. Like, okay, I have a 322. What is it? And it doesn't go so much by that. It goes by what the property, where it's located, what it's got. Do you have upgrades? Do you not? Is it an older property? Does it have a pool? So many questions that go into it. Like we just had a listing that I sometimes I have a hard time because if it's a unique listing and I don't have comps to really find, then I've got to really dig deep and try to figure out how I'm going to do it. And I know that appraisers will do price per square foot, but if it's sometimes they have to go outside of that and see if it's land, okay, how much is the land worth, how much is the structure worth, and everything else, and do it that way to analysis it. So our recent listing on acreage near the forest in Brooksville was a really unique location. So we priced it according to that approach where it's acreage and then the structure and everything else, and what is it worth? And that actually worked to our advantage. because we almost got it almost aligned with the appraiser, which is kind of cool. Sometimes that
Right.
works out. And when we take a listing, we just I like to ask people, what do you think your home is worth? Because your idea of what your home is your everything, right? This is my sanctuary. It's worth everything to me. But is it realistic or is it unrealistic?
Right.
Because mom and I don't take listings unless we have realistic sellers. Because we don't want you to be unhappy with us or say, well, you told me it was worth $500,000. I said, no. I told you it was worth 300,000. You wanted $500,000, you know? So sometimes so when we take that, what's our home worth? We have to take the full synopsis of what does your property have and what is, how can we market it to get you the most bang for your buck? And we have a lot of strategies that we use when we have our offers listed and how we list our homes. That's pretty unique to us, and it's been working. So a lot of our sellers are happy with those kind of just, I guess, tidbits that we give. That
Right.
They've been advantageous for.
Yeah, matter of fact, we have our Google page. I mean, people can see we have almost 50 reviews by now. So I like that because we always ask whether buyers, sellers, because it's good for people to see kind of like, well, what we do, because some people don't know us, of course. It's like, oh, you're just another agent, So sometimes it's just a matter, like I said, we got to meet in person. I don't like to give anything out over the phone. How much my house is worth? Sorry, can we meet with you? Can we visualize the house? Because that way we can even give them tips. You know what, this and that wouldn't pass for inspection. You should have this
Right.
review before we list it. And they'll be very appreciative that we're telling them in advance. So it's very important that we can meet face to face, and then you decide, well, okay, we like them or forget it. But it's true. I mean, I prefer to see the property before I go out and give you a price. I mean, that's just in the air, and you don't want just in the air. You want a realistic price,
Right.
for the time being, because if you're going to decide to list 6 months from now, of course, then we have to start all over, because then God knows what 6 months from now, but we always like to do that.
Well, the other thing with that too is that whenever you're looking at those different things or whatever, and because, again, I've had people ask me all the time, whatever, and I have no idea. You can't go by Zillow. You can't go by what you see online or whatever else, because I've pulled up my property in the past and I was on Zillow. I'm like, how the heck am I on Zillow? I built my house. It's never been for sale. It gives a Zestimate. To me, it's never been right. Yes, I am one of those that I would be an unrealistic seller because I did my house on pencil and paper. So, but that's just, some people, and that's okay to be that way. But if you're looking to sell, then, and, you really do want to sell, then you have to be realistic. I'm not looking to sell, so I don't have to be realistic. But if you are looking to sell, you do have to be realistic in what's there and what is there.
And most appraisals, they try to stick within 1 mile. That's what's right. Of course, if it's Spring Hill, it's easier to go within a mile. But if you go in acreage, then it has to be a little off. They gotta kind of do like we do, like try to pick up from something similar around,
Right.
But definitely, I mean, it's very important we do a market analysis. That's what it's called. We do as agents, but we normally we are 95% right on our prices. Normally, yeah, because I mean, I do this with my eyes closed. I already know Hernando County with my eyes closed, but still, sometimes people ask me, what do you think it's worth? I'm like, listen, I know what I am. I can give you a ball roll, but I'm not going to do that because I need to see the house first, and I need to make sure you have this, or things that needs to be done that vices another home that's all remodeled. So let's talk about that first, and then believe me, then I can give you the real number. And they're like, oh, okay, I understand. So
it's funny that you say that, because I have that on the same side. For me, well, what is my interest rate going to be? And I just thought about it yesterday, is that I'm going to do I did a pre-approval coffee with Chris last week, but I am going to do how rates work. But same thing that people ask me, well, what would my rate be? Everybody's scenario is different.
Exactly.
Your house may be a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, whatever, with a pool, without a pool, on 1 acre versus 5 acres, on a quarter of an acre, whatever it is. But everyone is different. Same thing with financing is that credit scores are different. That dictates your loan. That dictates your rate. If your debt ratio is too high, if it's not too high, how much money do you have? The whole entire thing. So during this, again, just to reiterate, you want to be with people that you know are going to take care of you, but know those things and are going to talk to you about it and make sure that you are for the best, you're getting the best benefit. But the real estate is crazy. And it is, some people say it's slowing down. Some people say that it's not. The rates are higher. But it is still cheaper than renting. We have with Paul and Melissa, and I just think that it's funny just how things have changed in the last 2 weeks. We've got a couple clients that have actually been under contract for like 160 something to 200, and we haven't seen that. I don't think I've seen it for at least, and this sounds kind of silly, but I don't think I've seen it for at least a couple months.
That was a miracle.
So there are miracles out there. But, we've got a couple of families getting into houses at that price. So sometimes you may have to be a little bit patient. But we are here. So we're going to wrap this up. We're a couple minutes over. So Paula and Melissa, again, is with Remax. They go all the way from Citrus. And actually, we've got one in Marion. Is it Marion?
Oh, yeah. Shifton.
Right now, all the way down to Sarasota. From the Gulf do you go to Orlando or no?
Orlando, no, it's farther away. So we pretty much along the coast here, maybe Lakeland, that I've done deals there too.
And I have
Lakeland, it's growing a lot now. So it's one of the points of, if you want to be in Tampa and you can really afford Tampa, Lakeland is growing. I've been there a few times with 4 of our clients there. And they want to build new construction, and that's where they're going to go that route, because it's really Wesley Chapel, even
Riverview.
Correct. I'm like, wow. We sold like 5 years ago, and now it's like, wow, it's already getting full.
Yeah.
So everything is going to Lakeland. If there's anything that you want to be closer to Tampa, I would suggest that area. It's growing pretty good right now, and prices are more accessible than any other area along the coast. Along the coast, it's way more pricey.
Right.
Yeah.
So with Paul and Melissa, so Laura's going to share their contact information, their email, and their phone numbers here as well. So it'll all be in this Coffee with Chris. So their information is here. Even if you have an agent and you just want a second opinion because you've maybe got some questions or whatever, you can always reach out to Paul and Melissa. Same thing with me. We say that all the time. Just to get a second opinion, just to get, some questions answered. But we won't step on somebody else's toes. So if you're happy with somebody, then you stick with that person. But if you just are something that you're just not sure of, then you're more than welcome to call and ask the question. Again, their contact is here. They are with Remax, which again, they just said is globally, which that I had no idea. So that's awesome. So yeah, I'll start looking for my vacation home in Greece and Italy and Spain. No, I'm kidding. So that is our Coffee with Chris for today. Come join us next week for our next one. And all of these are on Facebook, on my personal Facebook, my business Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. I do have a TikTok now.
I don't.
Yeah. So it's on all
old-fashioned.
Do what?
I have a TikTok.
I gotta learn that. I have not. She laughs at me, and I'm like, "That's for kids, man." There's so much I can learn. It's like, oh my God, another thing.
Yeah, people are using it for business as well too, or whatever. So, but we will be sharing this with Paula and Melissa's social media also, so that you've got their contact information. It's all information, and just to help you to be more knowledgeable and ask the experts. So that is our coffee from this morning. I hope you have a great day. It is Monday. I hope your Monday is not a typical Monday, but it's an awesome Monday. So thank you, Paula and Melissa. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris.
Bye, Chris.
Okay, bye.
Bye.